Hello, hello. Hello, beautiful people from all around the world. I see people, I see some familiar faces. I
Hi
see,
everyone.
hello, Valentina. I see you.
Hi
Like I said,
Valentina.
yeah, we just wrapped up editorial at Villa Barbiana, and Valentina was there like with Julia, and yeah, so they just separated, and here we go. We just
Hi
reunited.
Jean. I can
Yeah.
Hey, girls, how are you?
doing great
I miss you. Nice hair. Did you cut it?
too.
Yes, welcome everyone. So happy to see you here. So let's start. Let's kick the session off. So welcome to WedVibes Planners Open Table. If you don't know me, just in case, my name is Daria. I'm co-founder of WedVibes. Here with me, Julia, our head of PR.
Hi.
Yes, and we going to interview today the five, or actually six in this case, the beautiful, amazing destination planners. So we built this session around one simple idea. The most valuable thing we can give you is actually this unfiltered access to the people who actually decides who gets hired to the projects, right? And we have these amazing planners, and they worked in the most iconic venues in Czech Republic, in France, Italy, Spain. The planners who collectively have planned over 2,000 weddings all across the world. And we're going to talk about I want to say the most anticipated topics: how they find new vendors, what makes you unforgettable in a room of people who's trying to be unforgettable, what actually kills a referral before it starts, and where industry is heading in 2026. Before we dive in, before I introduce these amazing planners, we have a small tradition in our community. So we would love to know who is in the room with us today. Drop your name in the chat, what you do, where you based, and your Instagram handle. Because this is community is like one of the best things what we do here at Bad Vibes. And it's a connection that you can make today, like listening to the, or like from coming from the person who's watching right next to you. Let's mute Ivan. Okay. And we'll continue. Now to our guests. Let's start with Svetlana. Svetlana, hello. Svetlana is the owner of Boutique Weddings Prague, and she's has almost 20 years of experience, and she's orchestrated over 300 weddings and celebrations, right? In the most iconic places in the Czech Republic, like Prague Castle. And Svetlana's guests fly from all across the world and consistently call it the most beautiful celebrations and weddings they attended. Please welcome Svetlana.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for
Thank
joining
you.
us.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Okay, now Natalia. Natalia, I want to say like the best half of the duo of Natalia and
Yeah.
Roberto. So she's joining us today alone, but they actually partners in life and in love. They're the founders of Wow Wedding, and they actually organized planned celebrations all across Italy and France since 2010, I believe, right? And they've been
Correct.
named among the top 20 wedding planners in the world and featured in Vogue, Brides, of course, Wet Vibes. Please welcome Natalia.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, hello. Okay, now moving to Andrea. Andrea is the founder of Exclusive Weddings in Prague, and since 2000, she's crafted over, I believe, 700 weddings at this point. I mean,
Wow.
I lost,
Maybe
I
maybe
lost the count.
800. I don't remember. Quite a lot.
Okay, between 7 and 100, we will agree
Plus
here.
minus.
Yeah, and the places like Four Seasons, the Mandarin Oriental, I know that her clients or even her guests, sometimes even presidents or couples from like IMF or the stylist of Kim Kardashian, right? Is it true? Yeah.
Yes, yes,
So
it is.
please welcome Andrea. That's impressive.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. Okay, now moving to Victoria and Simon. They are, I will say, co-owners of Palazzo Eventi, a three-time Best Wedding Agency winner featured in Elle, Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, once again, Red Vibes, of course. They
For sure.
organized many iconic events, but I found that one of the most famous one required blocking city streets and hiring police cordons. Is that true?
Yeah.
This is true.
The source also so impressive, guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Daria. Thank you for everyone to join us.
Yes, yeah, thank you for joining us today. And of course, moving to Silvia. Silvia is the founder of Sposiamovi, and since 2006, she's planned over 600 weddings across Italy. From intimate Tuscan elopements to 4-day Lake Como celebrations for hundreds and hundreds of guests. She's one of the Italy's most recognized celebrations wedding planners, and she has an impressive team of like I want to say 14 people at this point.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of, maybe even more. Yeah,
Sometimes
so
more. Yeah.
thank you everyone to join us, and let's
Thank you.
actually, yeah, kick off our conversation. And once again, I want to start with the most anticipated questions that we receive all the time from all the vendors from our community. Uh, let's make it real. Think about any creative, any vendor you recently started working with, and how they actually got in front of you. Was it an Instagram DM? Was it a networking event? Was it a referral? Maybe it was a gift that they sent to you via mail to your office. If you can remember any example, who wants to start? I know, let's start with Svetlana. I know that you are like our party animal. You network so much. So tell us, what was it?
So, Daria, you are challenging me to start as the first. Okay, well, we are a pretty small market in Czech Republic. So basically, we know each other, and I'm always looking for the new talent. And all those 20 years, I'm always trying to give a chance to the new talents, new people. But there are some certain points, like green flags, which are necessary to be fulfilled. So basically, how we start. Usually, they are contacting me, or I see their work by my colleagues, or I see them on the market or Instagram or whatever. So always scouting for the new opportunities. I'm always open for the new cooperations. And basically, it's based on two very important factors. So first one is talent, reliability, and some expertise, professionalism. That's one big package. But also the same importance for me has the personal relationship, and if we vibe with each other, there's this very popular Gen Z word click.
Yes.
And that has the same importance for me, because people work with the people, and we are not the robots, we are humans,
Yes.
so we always tend to cooperate with the people. It is nice for us to stay with them. We consider them on the same vibe or something like that. So basically, these two factors, the personal energy between us and the relationship, and the second is, of course, professionalism, talent, and those like others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's understandable. Like any examples also, Sylvia, have you actually like came across someone new recently who caught your attention and how they did that?
Yes, actually, recently I met some new vendors, different kinds, photographers, makeup artists, and other professionals through networking. I took part to some events for professionals of the industry. And so I had the opportunity. I mean, people came to me. They introduced themselves. We had we exchanged a couple of words, and in this way, it's easier to get our attention, if I can say that, because of course nowadays I think each of us talking about planners receives many emails or messages through Instagram of people presenting themselves, and it's really difficult, honestly, to give feedback or to start working in that way. So it's as Svetlana was saying, is a personal connection that you should try to create, to give an impression and to leave, to let you remember the person. So this is one of the best way. And of course, then another way is when you do events and some new vendors come in, even brought by the couple for certain services. And this is another way. Or when you're looking for a specific service and you start researching. And I have to say that sometimes for me, before I reach out, I contact my colleagues. We have nice groups. We are friends now, and professional friends, and we exchange comments about past experiences, maybe with some new vendors for me in this case, and this validate a bit the choice. So I think these are the channels that helps better.
That works. Absolutely.
Yeah, word of mouth. Yeah, Victoria, Simon, please elaborate.
Absolutely. I'm absolutely agree with Svetlana and Sylvia. We on the same chat with Sylvia, so it's very, very useful to create the chat between the planners. Then we work in the same level, so we have the same, more or less, the same level of clients, so we can exchange our opinions about some maybe new suppliers. Some of them, it can happen, maybe should be in the blacklist.
Oh, wait.
Sometimes it's something something happens, so it's also very important to exchange this experience. And agree with Sylvia, we had this experience all together during some conferences. And when you stay maybe 1, 2, 3 days all together with the suppliers, so you can create some special relationships between the people, because exactly, networks, because all of us, as Svetlana said, we're not robots. We are people, so the connections, the experience. For example, we participate in Sorrento and beautiful locations, so we some incredibly talented new suppliers was presented to us. So we tried new makeup artists, new hair artists. So, and we made a good connections. After this event, we start working. So I think I agree with you that sometimes, only the mail is difficult to understand, but then you are in touch, personally in touch, so you can create more different events together. Simon, what do you think? This is my point of view.
Yeah, I totally agree. And to add up to all the previous valuable comments, maybe the only suggestion that I would give to myself in relation to search vendors is to be always to be always in search, to be always open-minded, and to always look around. And not only for like key people in the agency or in any other organization connected to the world of weddings, but also the entire team, or anyway, the people with who you work, because you can't know everything and everyone, and you can't have always like the answers ready for each kind of tasks that appears, and they are most like in the majority of cases they are challenging, pretty challenging, and not not similar to the previous one. So I think you need to always kind of stimulate and encourage your team to search the new talents, exchange those results all the time. And once a task, or another challenge that you need to solve arises, you just need to be able to share it with your team. And if they all look around constantly, there definitely should be one who is the perfect fit to resolve this challenge. In the other time, well, on the other side, for vendors, like the principal suggestion is like to be visible as much as you can, because we are all overwhelmed with the quantity of tasks and processes that we're handling. And more visible you are, via various channels. Sometimes just not like face-to-face networking. We know it's a world of communication now. So more visible you are, not be invasive, but you have to be always visible. You're always ready and very loyal and always ready to react to whatever kind of task.
And it's actually interesting. I didn't know that you had the chats, and it basically means that if you get on the radar of one planner, they can actually recommend you to others. And Andrea, what about you? What's your take?
So basically, all what you said is absolutely true. What I also love is the international connection. When I started those 26 years ago, people, the vendors, they always came from Czech Republic. There was very short selection. There was no Pinterest, no Instagram, nothing. And now you can have photographer coming from the UK, then cameraman from Italy, and it's all about networking. And this is what I really, really love. I just came back from Puglia. I did a workshop, and there came people from 5 different countries. And a couple of weeks ago, I was in London at a conference, and there was a lady, half Dutch, half British, and she did live painting. And when she heard about the workshop, she said, yeah, I want to come to Italy. I will join you. And she just came to Puglia to do live painting. And one of my couples, of course, they saw the stories on Instagram and said, yeah, we want to have her. So now she will come to Prague. And this is amazing that basically we know each other. It's not about competition, but it's about co-working. It's about networking. It's about, helping each other. And this is what I really love and appreciate nowadays. It helps a lot, and it's incredible how you can communicate all together.
Yeah, that's true. So I would say networking and like social media, because this is how you can get visible. And we know that Italy is a #1 destination. It's like it hosts 15,000 weddings from couples who fly in for the weddings. Natalia, tell us how to get on your radar. Anything to add?
Yeah, first of all, I agree with everything that was told before. Absolutely. I would like to add that, according to me, participate in editorials of famous wedding blogs like WedVibes is super helpful. I'm always following all the editorials and checking the new vendors that participated, that are publishing, and they usually become viral. Participate in conferences, different corporate events, absolutely yes. I recently visited Sardinia International Conference, and I was engaged with several new vendors, and for instance, photographers, video makers. They approached me and proposed to take videos and photos of myself. And this is a very good connection. This created immediately very good connection between us. And then we stayed in contact. And of course, I'm happy. I will be happy. I know them in person. I already felt their vibe, their energy, and we connected. So I will be happy to get the price list after this conference and to add them in our list. So usually I can share our experience, our approach, how we usually work. We have our preferences, of course. We have our top list of vendors that we propose, first of all, to get first impression from the client to understand what they are searching for. But every season we are adding new professionals. We are asking feedback. If it's the first time that we are going to work, we are asking feedback in the charts of wedding planners. And it's just brilliant sharing this experience and having a possibility to get information like this that you trust from the professionals, from colleagues that you trust. And it's also, I like when it's some personal approach, because we are receiving a lot of emails, a lot of messages in Instagram. I agree that you should be visible. You should create portfolio that presents you. So when I receive an email, I usually go directly to the website or to Instagram page, and I see if this style is similar to what our clients are searching for. If it's not a long email, but some very characteristic sentences that take my attention immediately. But what I need to know, the prices and the style and the vibe of the person. And then I can contact back the person and ask additional questions. We can schedule a call. Sometimes we get messages and invitations from the vendors to meet on Lake Como, we are based, to take a coffee together. And if we have time, of course, with pleasure, we meet this person. Like I want to say that we all open for new contacts and for new vendors. And important thing for us also, when the person is inspired and ready to improve. Like each project, it's an opportunity for the professional to improve, to create something new. Let me give an example of Roman Ivanov. I think you all know him. And why he's so popular, why he's so requested. Because of this approach, he's improving from one project to another. He's always eager and ready to create something new. He's also always passionate about his work.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, thank you for the example. And I feel like this is a perfect reminder for everyone to actually start posting, because whenever we know that the season hits hard and sometimes you guys disappear for like a month or two. But if, like, for example, you're a child planner and they immediately will open your Instagram, it should be something new and fresh. Most possibly you want to show that you're on the same level, so you can showcase the best of your portfolio, maybe like some of the editorials you've done or weddings, maybe even the old ones, but still in the places you want to work with. So I feel like this is also important. Be relevant, be present. Okay, let's move to the next question, the continuation of this one.
So I feel like most of you, if not all of you, have mentioned a human personal connection that is very important when creating those connections with new vendors. So let's say you meet someone at a networking event or one of those like conferences, etc. I know that we all had those 30 seconds of very random, awkward conversation that goes nowhere. So from your experience, what is something that really stood up for you, and what is something that a way or an approach to get remembered by you? Maybe you have some fun stories to share. Anyone?
Who wants to? Okay, Andrea, you're like in the middle of travels right now. Tell us. Tell us who approached you, or maybe how you approach any conversations, because those are the hardest ones. Introduce yourself, be unforgettable, or memorable for the person you want to connect with. How
So
do you
of
approach
course,
it?
yeah, first I look at the websites, at the social media, then we can have some conversation together. Reliability. This is so important because sometimes it's even more important than the talent alone. Because if you should work with someone on different projects, on more projects, it cannot be that they do just the first job perfectly and then the quality goes down. It has to be constant quality. So this is very important. Strong communication. Yeah, they have to understand the project. We have to be on the same board. This is very important, that we all work together as a team. It's not a single individual project, but it's teamwork. You have to leave behind your ego. This is another thing. If I see that someone wants to like stand out all the time and be like the boss of the wedding, it never works, because again, this is teamwork. So we have to work all together. Yeah, consistent quality.
Humble.
Sorry.
Remain humble.
Yeah, consistent quality. As I said before, you always have to deliver the same level all the time. Yeah, and you need to work under pressure. Those people, they have to support me on the day as well. That's important. Yeah, they have to show up early. They have to be fully prepared. They don't make me I manage you, but they come and I see that they don't have any thousand questions because they are fully prepared. If they need something, they do it before. They don't come and they can't say, what should I do? But instead of it, or if there is any like we should decide on something, they should come. Here are the two options. I recommend this because of this. They don't manage me to do this. That's very important for me. And they should make me look good. That's another thing. They should be calm, supported, in control. They should be like impressed in front of the clients, because the goal is not just to execute a job, but also to elevate my reputation in front of the couple. So we again need to be on the same level. Yeah, this is very important. Also, be visible if I need them. Yeah, but be invisible if it's not necessary. Yeah, I always need, and this is what I do at a wedding as well. For the couple, they know that they can always find me, but otherwise I'm kind of invisible. This is very important, because it's not about me, it's about them. Yeah, they need to follow up like a professional. I don't want to hear 1,000 questions. I don't like over talking. It just should be clear, simple communication. So, and consistency. Consistency builds other power. That's about, I was talking about it before, that it has to be the same level all the time. I can't expect that now they do perfect job, next time it's gonna be worse. I say, okay, next time it will be better. So this is very important to me, all these factors. And we are all in business for so many years, so I believe we can recognize things from the beginning. Some, of course it can happen and sometimes something occurs later, but I think we have good brain, and we are very well trained to recognize people, to see what the result is gonna be.
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like you already jumped to the next question. It's more about how to and we're going to talk about this like in like 10 minutes or so, how to actually work during the project and be memorable. But here the question is like is a continuation of how to get on the radar. It's more about on networking events. Yeah, of course. For example, me, Daria, I'm buying the ticket to RSVP, let's say, or like Engage Summit. And I'm a photographer and I want to work with you. I will have most probably a few seconds to introduce myself and to, I don't know, maybe take a selfie with you. What would be your advice to actually, so for example, we have a few hacks. Right now, like what our team uses, we have like our tote bags with WedVibes logo. And sometimes if somebody like don't recognize that, because of course, like it's not like we're recognizable for everyone, right? And we like on purpose actually bringing up like our tote bag with WedVibes logo. So everyone in the room or like in this huge banquet hall will understand who we are, what kind of company we represent. This is one hack. What else can be usable for everyone, how to be recognizable who they are in the room and how they can approach you and get this connection, maybe ask you the personal question, or take a selfie and tag you, something in terms of networking events. Victoria,
Daria, I think it's very, very useful just to remember to remember the person. So what I usually do is I present myself. We usually have some other people maybe that already connected with the person. So then I propose to make a photo. And we change to change the contacts. I prefer to change my mobile phone if the person is interested to me, not only the Instagram, and I immediately send the message. I have
wait a second, I'll give you a call. I'm muted.
I'm sorry. Okay. So I immediately send the message that I have already. Hi, I'm Victoria, CEO of Palazzo Eventi. And then I send our photo.
For some reason, I'm still trying to mute Margaret. Okay. Go ahead, Victoria.
Sorry. So I immediately send the photo so the person can remember me, and maybe even after 6 months, if I send the message asking for some inquiry or some estimate, he can understand who I am and when we met. So I think this is very useful just to create not just the numbers, okay, I'm one of, but to have this personal approach.
Yeah, Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Svetlana, in your experiences, has anyone approached you like in a creative way on how you approach it?
Yeah, definitely. Because while attending the conferences, there are hundreds of people, and there, for example, when we are speaking about those summits and conferences, so it's really difficult to make someone recognizable again, especially for me because I don't remember the names. So definitely, I love this idea of sending the photo and just a very quick reminder. So. That could be maybe the way, but usually what is also most important, I am attending these conferences repeatedly, so it means to go to appear somewhere just once one time, it doesn't work that much. So it's good to go very often on a regular basis, different conferences, and then you realize that the same group of people is rotating them, and of course when they see you for the fifth or sixth time, it's completely different story. Then you are just one in the crowd, and it doesn't work that much good for you. So that's
So once again, it's a consistency. The more you are attending some events, the more recognizable you are.
yes.
Yeah, like proactive approach. Like yes, take a selfie. Don't be shy. Like send a photo. Post it on stories. Tag. Sylvia, anything to add?
Yeah, no, I was just thinking while listening. It's generally is absolutely the personal approach, something that people can remember of you because of not just because you have shown your work, I don't know, but just because they remember you. I would remember more a person probably in that moment when I am networking. And I think that maybe another nice thing could be if you want to meet with certain people, maybe study in advance, learn a bit more about them, even from the personal point of view as much as you can, and maybe find a way to, just some details to start the conversation and to surprise this person. In that way, maybe this is what I do. I'm more open to maybe to speak with that person and to then understand what they're doing. So to find yes some details, an excuse to start the conversation, maybe starting from a personal uh, point of view, or even starting. I think I have created. I remember creating connections that last. When I was at events, and basically we started again the conversation because we were having fun doing something, or because we were commenting about what some people were saying, or not just starting. I remember these people more, and I have created long-term connections with people where the relationship started in this way, rather than when when you have these appointments, which of course you also have, and you sit down, they introduce themselves, or vice versa. I tend to forget, and I'm like Svetlana. I forget names. I forget who they are. Maybe I remember the face. So yes, I think it's mainly that. So find a way to create interest in that person that you
Do
want
your
to connect with.
research. Do your research. If you like, if somebody
Exactly.
will approach you and they know your name, and like maybe they can mention some of your recent projects that you've done. Of course, you're going to be more interested. It's like a good dating. It's more about asking questions than actually
Exactly.
talking about yourself, right? Yeah, Natalia.
Yeah.
Your take.
Actually, you stole my idea. I wanted to tell
The
about
great
that.
minds. Yeah, they
Yeah.
think alike. Yeah.
Yeah, just not telling them, oh, I admire your work and your projects, but talking about some certain project that you like in particular and why you liked it. Recently I saw you did a wedding there. I like that and that. So this definitely will make the person to remember you, to continue the conversation, to be interested. And about not funny things, but more particular way of approaching. Like recently, we were recommended by one photographer that we never worked before, but we are always in contact. And he recommended us to a couple. So now we are going to work together. Like he wanted to work together, and this is happening. And another photographer recommended us to a couple for like of influencers. Sorry, and we are also having a project together. And this is also a good start of cooperation and like common interest from both sides.
Yeah, I love this actually. Sometimes you can have the points of connection that could be also interested or like beneficial for even like for the planner if you
Yeah,
have connections with a certain
absolutely.
venue. And sometimes people approach us and they say, "Oh, we have connection with this brand of us. Are you interested?" We're like, "Yeah, of course. Let's continue the conversation." And yeah, we know that there's a certain shift of power in terms of the couples right now. We see that sometimes they book photographers first because photographers are modern day influencers, and you can also bring clients.
Oh, he did for their friends' wedding.
Yes, yeah. Somehow they got the inquiry first, and they can also refer like the favorite planner of theirs or like, potential favorite planner with whom they wanted to work. Yeah.
Exactly.
Andrea, do you want to elaborate? I know that you're a great networker and you attending so many events. Anything that also like you can add here, or you agree with everything we talked about?
I like to see the list of participants in advance. That helps a lot because I look at everyone, I look at their profiles, and if there is someone who is in my attention, I will connect with that person. Or they do the same, they find me. So that works very well. And you come to the first conference, you don't know anyone, but then you come to the second, third, and already you know people, and they introduce you to the other people, and it works perfectly. Then you leave from each conference with like 30, 40 new contacts. So this is very helpful. So I think this is the only thing I would add to this. Yeah. I,
Yeah.
I really love to see the list of participants. I like it to have it in advance.
Can I add something?
Of course.
You took it in my mind. Talking about photographers, video makers, and any vendor, actually. Sometimes couples, they find themselves somebody and asking our recommendations, or they are in contact before us with the vendor. And actually, we would appreciate a lot a message from that photographer that was contacted directly by the couple and knows that who is the wedding planner, contact us and to be on the same page and say, "Hi, I'm here, like let's schedule a call together." This like not it's just between us, between me and the couple, and wedding planner feels excluded a little bit of this process. So this would be very much appreciated to be contacted also by the vendor if the couple reach them directly.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So in terms of just to finalize the networking approach, do you research, think about or maybe like check the Instagram who's actually attending, think like do your homework, what kind of projects they did, your like if you have I feel like it's going to be reminder from our side, from WedVibes, the more actually you post yourself, the more you're recognizable as a personal brand on Instagram, the better. Because from my personal experience, whenever I'm on a networking event and I see the person who comes in the room and they present on Instagram, I recognize them. I know who they are. Instead of like some of the great sometimes, but I noticed on several events I've met amazing planners and photographers, but I didn't recognize them because like they never post themselves, and I missed the chance to actually come to them and say hi and like how I love their work. Be consistent. To Svetlana's point, go to like as many networking events as possible. At some point, you will become this recognizable person. Be proactive. Snap a selfie, send a photo, tag someone who you want to build a connection with. Okay, and now let's move to the Andreas point. Something that we also have noticed from the members of our community, they ask us sometimes, like, we've done this project together with this planner one time a few years ago. We think we've built a great connection, but something has happened and never called us back. With once again, industry constantly evolving. We already mentioned Roman Ivanov, who's constantly like trying some things new. I know that photographers right now rushing, like I don't know, to deliver photos as fast as possible, etc. Something that people can do like during the project that they can actually catch your attention. Andrea mentioned that yes, the planner always should look good. Like you have to be the teamwork. If they ask you to move the table, move the table. Deliver extra photos of like I don't know, maybe backstage. What else? What else can you recommend for the person to actually once they get the job to execute it so that you will remember them? Or maybe there are some red flags that you can spill the tea. Sylvia, something that you can mention.
Well, that's a tough one. I think that definitely I will remember people and vendors who have been, for example, helpful and supportive in difficult moments, for example, at events. So again, everything that Andrea said, it's absolutely I'm aligned. So it needs to be teamwork also in the bad moments, you know, and so no ego at that point, one goal. And so the people who have really created the team and supported you and you know brought you to the goal of delivering an unforgettable event. So these are the people who you would like to work with again and you remember. So I would say this is one of the examples. There are several things, of course, then that also have been mentioned.
Yeah, because like as perfect as it looks, we all know it's a life, like it's a life organism, let's say, and like nothing goes according to plan, even if it's perfectly executed. So well, I feel like we're coming back to like be the team player, right? Support in the best way. Svetlana, I see that you're nodding.
Yeah, so what I also value a lot is so we expect the excellence, we expect the professionalism, everything goes perfectly, we have the ideal situation. And then sometimes, especially here on our market, the people are a little bit shy, you know, and then they don't contact you, they don't follow up, they don't ask you for the feedback, they just quit the communication and they think that the job is done and they don't have to do anything more. And I think that's that's the biggest mistake because when you start a cooperation with someone, it's just the beginning, and then you have to follow up and call them. And for me, for example, because I'm a human being, it's just nice and friendly if they call me how I am, if I want to have a coffee with them or something like that, you know. Not so, for example, last year I had a lot of really amazing vendors, but then they disappeared, you know. I didn't get any, you know, call or feedback or whatever. So I think it's always good to stay, you know, in a game and a little bit try to connect more and to build the relationship, because to build a relationship, it's not one occasion, it's a many interaction, it's many common projects or whatever. So be consistent with the relationship. That's really important.
Yeah, that's true. It's once again, it's a good dating, like showing your interests, yeah, in someone of who you want to like, and be always on top of mind for planners because it's easier to get lost. Okay, Victoria, yeah,
Can I add one funny thing that
yeah.
I was so I mean I remember this. So one of the florists, she's a woman. During the wedding that we prepared, it was a very tough wedding. She gave me flowers for me. She said, Victoria, this is for you. You know, this is because she knows that peonia, this is my favorite flowers. And she bring it for me. You know, it was something so touching, so emotional. And she did it every wedding. The flowers for me and for my team. Because during this day, we are, you know, everything is so frenetic. So I think some also, that Svetlana said, some personal little things, but can change your your mood. And talking about the quality, I think also, if I can add, Daria, critical thinking and problem solving, this is also very important. And understanding of luxury standards. So our suppliers, they need to understand where we are, what our clients expecting. So they need to be there. and obviously maintaining positive attitudes.
Yes. In the hardest and the most stressful situations.
Yeah, exactly. In our team, between we are 9 people in the team, we never solve problem. Never. We say we have a situation. So even between us, our communication, always smiling, relaxed, no stress, no. So the client even don't know what's happened. So we just resolve, and then maybe after the wedding we can explain what's happened. Sometimes we do. It's so funny because the bride, really, how you managed it? So how you did it? They said, okay, we did it. So I think this is also important. Yeah.
It's like a Disneyland. You don't know to see what's actually behind the curtain. Just believe in magic.
Exactly.
Okay, I love it. I love it. Natalia.
Yeah, just wanted to add that I appreciate a lot openness, and when the vendors are honest, and if they have any kind of problem, any kind of concern, they come directly to us and tell us about this. Oh, Matteo. Hi.
Matteo, I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you for muting. Yeah.
Yeah, connections.
Connections.
We
Yeah.
met with Matteo recently in Sardinia.
Oh, and you've met here today.
I still remember his manicure. He has very good manicure and we'll never forget it.
Okay, Matteo, now we're all curious about your manicure.
Exactly.
Okay?
Please show us, Matteo.
Please put on your camera so we can all see it.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
This is a way to be remembered. We were just talking about it. Can you get remembered?
I had it in mind, but I was thinking it's too particular, not for every person. But he can do manicure specifically for the theme of the wedding and in the color palette.
Wow.
Yes, this is very particular. So I was telling that really it's very important because it happened in the past that some vendor, photographer, whatever, was angry with another member of the team, didn't like something, and was keeping it the whole event. And then there was a small quarrel between the members of the team. So it couldn't happen. Like, we are in the same team. We need to work together. We need to find solutions. We need to be open with each other. Like, we are here to solve together any kind of situation. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we did.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
I feel
this
like,
is
yeah, to summarize all of your takes, like that Andrea starts, and like I feel like you all agree with this point. In the words of Josevia, he said that as in one interview, "Don't be a diva. The only diva on the wedding day is a bride."
Absolutely.
So yeah, be the team player, because you will be asked, or maybe sometimes you don't even need to be asked to actually help with something. Keep positive attitude. Svetlana actually gave permission to everyone to build a consistent connection. So Svetlana, please await many DMs and emails because I see
Ready to take
the
a lot of
chat.
coffee.
Yeah, invitations for cup of coffee. But this is actually good. Yeah, to be consistent in a relationship. I love it. And in the words of Andrea, make a planner look good. I also love this point. Let's move now to the.
I can see that Ariana is wanted to ask something, so maybe if we can ask her to unmute and ask her question.
Hello, I'm in the car,
Hello.
so safe driving mode is on, and it won't let me turn my camera on, but I am waiting to you. Hello, and Dobrý den, Svetlano. Would like to ask, I'm a musician based in the United States in New England, and I have roles abroad. But as planners, what would make you take a risk on a new vendor in the destination market? Do you find it valuable for them to have country, or being able to speak the languages, or what are you looking for?
How to start working with vendors in international market, right? If they have experience or like they speak language, because like, you interrupting.
Well, what makes you, what makes you take a risk on a new vendor in a destination market? Because I assume when you are taking on a first new connection, that it is a risk for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Like who actually took a risk
So
recently?
this is actually amazing example of relation and of connecting, because Ariana, she's from our country, or she has some roots here, so she can speak language. And actually, we met last year in London at the Engage Summit. So
Yes.
that's so funny. Yeah. And so how do I, choose my vendor abroad? I absolutely rely on your recommendation, guys, because wherever you go, I just follow you, and you are doing many amazing events, introducing the local vendors around Italy. And that's a perfect way for me how to connect with the vendors based on your recommendation or other vendors' recommendations. So this is perfectly working, and I am absolutely, without any stress to pick someone who is not gonna work for me, because I absolutely trust you and trust the Italian partners. They are recommending these vendors. So definitely one of the ways how to make it is join these tours or scouting trips or fun trips or whatever. Just connect with the people, not just search on the Instagram, because it doesn't shows that much about the personality and thing, and just rely on the recommendation of the people they are working on the market. So that's for me the easiest way.
Yeah, I love it. Like find a way to collaborate on in insiders industry like in an industry project. Could be like workshop, fam trip, yeah, like even editorials.
Yeah, so for example, now I attended your workshop with Anastasia, Happy Moments Collectors, and definitely I absolutely trust this amazing lady, and whatever she recommends, I am absolutely fine with that, because easily she knows she's 15 years on the market and she knows everything. So if she said they don't go with this one or go with this one, I will absolutely
You
trust.
will trust. Yeah, someone who is like who has an experience as a market. Okay, anything to add, Victoria?
Well, I'm thinking that first of all, can be very, very useful is what Svetlana said. Then you arrive in another country and you have some local planner that can suggest you, maybe if we're talking about different markets. For example, I made an event in Los Angeles recently.
Yes, we remember.
Yeah, and what I did, I asked the local suppliers, local planner, to help me. So I think this is also very important to create the connection between us, And I asked who can be the local photographer, the florist. By the way, the florist, they came from Paris, because this is my florist that we work for many times. But so the connection between planners is also helpful, And obviously, Daria, WedVibes, not because we are now here with you, but because all of us, we understand how it's useful for us, Even to meet the people, I'm so happy because, this is the opportunity to be in the different part of the world, but to be connected.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and collaborate and also see people and work.
Absolutely.
And to feel a part of the community. Like
Yeah.
similar thinking, similar taste. It's very important.
And for example, also between me, Sylvia, Natalia, Asia, Hopimon Collectors, we are very connected. So sometimes maybe I can call Natalia asking some advice about one supplier, so she can advise me someone, and Sylvia is the same. Sometimes we collaborate all together. We made a beautiful project with Sylvia. It was beautiful, big event in Florence. So, it was amazing. So also the collaboration, indeed, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Colleagues
to
and
find a way.
friends always.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes, Sylvia, anything to add here?
Yeah, no, it's absolutely true. And it's also true that, for example, I had an experience some years ago organizing something in Greece instead, and I did the same. So I looked for local support to be introduced to the right people, to the right vendors, because you never risk, and to get a new vendor, especially for some key services, without knowing anything about these people or their reputation, how they work, and so on. And I had in that case a very bad experience because I found people who they're not among us, of course. Don't worry, but they were not supportive. There was a kind of competition, and trying to keep, kind of keeping the secrets about people or about the vendors, not sharing, not letting you, helping you finding the right fit. So just imposing you some people because, of course, they were earning something. There are also these situations, and that's really, I mean, since we got into this subject, so this is where it's really important to get these connections and to be open and to share and to be supportive, because it doesn't work for anyone. So I mean, yeah, I think again, I mean, answering to the question at the beginning, you always ask around. You need to get advice. You need to, you ask to people you trust if they have worked with these people, and if they are trustworthy. And I would never risk a new one like this.
For sure.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. But I feel like for the planner, yeah, you cannot risk everything because like it's a one in a lifetime event. You have to be sure. So it's a perfect way to actually start collaborating with someone. And I used to be the planner. I know how I found the fresh blood, let's say. It always was like the workshops, fam trips, some sort of creative field where I could see how the people work, what they deliver in a space where we don't have like stakes as high, but it's still, you can see how they actually manage everything, and then you can actually elaborate on your relationships. Andrea?
Yeah, I think we should really trust people. We should trust, to each other because we are professionals and we know what to do. There was a great example now in Puglia in that workshop. So we brought some people from like different regions and different countries, but also we wanted to work with local people. And there was a florist who was recommended by someone, I don't remember who was it, and he was from Bari, and we had a chat together. He didn't speak English. My Italian is not so good, so I was thinking, okay, but he looks good, let's see. Yeah, but I was so worried because flowers are of course important. Yeah. And then on the day we said we will meet at the venue at 12, and I was 5 minutes late, and I was thinking, okay, Italian, he will be 20 minutes late or maybe half an hour. He was waiting at the reception, and Andrea, where are you? 12:05. I said, okay. And he was so amazing. So, my Italian got much better with the last 2 years. His English got approved as well. And he was so perfect, reliable. He came from Bari with all the flowers. There was also a local producer of the ceramics. Yeah. So he came the day before. He brought all the ceramics. We wanted to do something that he didn't have on the store. He made it for us. Then he came, he saw, okay, this vase, I am not sure about it. I will bring another one. And if on the day actually before we started, he was just driving back and forth 3 times. Yeah, so I was happy he was living nearby and the store was nearby. And these people I didn't know before, but I did trust them, and they were recommended, and they did such an amazing job. So if someone tells me from this field, from professionals, yes, this person is good, I will trust them, and it works very well.
Yep, thank you. Natalia?
I was thinking what to add. Actually,
if nothing, that's good. That's also good. I think we discussed everything.
No, I was thinking that we always actually risk. We always solve the problems, and it's our job. Like, it's very stressful. And what is helpful is being open, not keeping just a distance, be too official. Like when I feel the vibe of the vendor, of the new vendor, of the new person when it's open and shows me his energy, her energy, and we connect and we are not official. I can trust that person. I feel that person. If it's too official, I could be more suspicious. I would need more recommendations, as Andrea mentioned. So she had this personal connection. She felt this passion to work with her, this readiness to be available, to do more. And you understand that this person is eager to work with you in a long-term
Mhm.
Up all the way to the top.
Wait a
relationship.
second. Somebody's talking. I don't see who. Okay, yeah, continue.
Because when you understand that the vendor is interested to continue working with you, so you know that he will do his best
Yeah, absolutely.
in this collaboration.
So
Daria,
yes,
I'm sorry for talking to you. We have, I don't know if you saw, we have beautiful, interesting questions in the chat.
yes,
Yeah.
we actually
Okay.
we have so many questions.
I
But we
know, I
want
know. So sorry, I'm just wondering to know if you. Okay.
yeah, we saw them, of course. So, but we want to be mindful of your time, ladies and
Sure.
Simon. So we were going to ask one last question from the chat, and then I just know that we're going to meet again, and we will continue this
Sure.
conversation. Yeah,
For
Julia,
sure.
go ahead.
So we can see a great question from Sibel, Kivela destination.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
I was thinking the same, Julia.
perfect. I think this is the most interesting one. Not that the others one are not good enough, but let's try to cover
Yes.
this one. So Sibel was asking, how do you handle situations where a couple wants to work with a specific vendor who aren't on your list and do not meet your quality standards? I know that all of you have been in this situation before, so what's your advice with this? Victoria, do you want to go first?
Yeah, maybe I will be very fast. So we always prefer to be very honest with the couple because we need to guarantee by the end the success of the event. So if we know that this supplier is not at the level, so he can't provide what they're expecting, so I have to tell them. Maybe in very educated way, absolutely, and just to maybe to show, and we are never categoric, never, because obviously this is the wedding, not my wedding, that wedding, but we need to be, and it's work because when you explain your position, usually the couple understand, they change their mind. So I think we need to be I mean, we don't need to be, we don't need to be afraid. So for me, it's important to be very honest with the couple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Honest is the only way. Sylvia, anything to add?
Yes, no, I agree. I mean, I think there is two questions. So if they want to work with vendors who aren't on your preferred list, in this case, I have to say we are always open. We are really happy to explore for the couple. Of course, when they present new vendors, we tell them we want to take some time to understand who they are, how they work, if people in our community knows them, and I want to get feedbacks, so which I can share. Maybe they are positive and it's worth it to try, and I will tell them. If I see that they don't meet our quality standards, as Victoria was saying, I will tell them, because in the end, they rely on us. And if something goes wrong, and we can see with different eyes. So they are hiring us because we are professionals, and we can, just tell them what we think wouldn't work if selecting these vendors. And in the end, it's their choice. For us, apart from some key services, for certain things we don't accept. If we are not aligned or we don't feel it's the right choice, we are gonna fight for that. For other things, of course, once we have told them our opinion, then it's their choice.
Yeah, fight for the successful event.
Yeah, exactly.
Andrea.
Yeah, well, if there is someone and I'm not sure about the quality of the service, I'm not sure about the result, I am honest with the couple. I tell them, I don't know if it's gonna be great. I am really not 100% persuaded. So if the result is not what you are expecting, then I cannot be responsible for this. Yeah. But for example, now at one wedding, I will have photo and video who are not from wedding industry. They are from movie industry, and I believe they can do amazing job. They are very expensive, super expensive. But of course, wedding is something different. You cannot repeat certain things. You can't come back and have a first kiss again or exchange the rings. And it already happened to me in the past that there was some uncle who was cameraman and missed the kiss. So what can you do? It's like disaster. Yeah. So I am explaining them. Maybe it's gonna be perfect, and I will do my best to give you all the information, to provide them all the details, etc. But this is your own risk. Yeah. So I hope they will do perfect job. But of course, you never know, because people sometimes don't understand that wedding business is very, very specific. And you really need to be super careful about certain things.
Yeah, absolutely, because you cannot repeat it.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yes, Svetlana.
So I had a really bad experience with this in the past. So I decided to put the clause in my contract. And I want to be very honest. So in one hand, I'm really flexible. And if I see they have a good vendor, I verify them. They have a good reputation. I absolutely don't have any problem to work with, because it's benefit for me, because I can find the new vendors, and that's fine. But on the other hand, I want to make it clear before we start a cooperation, because what I absolutely hate is trying to change what we have agreed at the beginning, putting the new vendors, bringing the people I don't know, or even they have really bad reputation. And because I don't want to argue with the client, so in my contract is mentioned that we have to agree. So if are you bringing your own vendors, it's okay. I have to prove them. So I have to be sure who is that, and we have to verify them before we start a cooperation. And if it happens even during our cooperation, I should agree with this vendor. So, for example, if my client decides to change AV company, which is absolutely crucial for the fluent flow of the event, and I know this company is not working well, it has a really bad reputation and can really destroy entire event, then I am, according to my contract, able to say, sorry, but I am canceling the contract and I break this, because I can't guarantee that it's gonna be fine. So basically everything is possible, but we have to agree and we have to be very honest what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Natalia?
I wanted to say that it depends a lot on the sphere, like on the vendor, because there are some vendors that are crucial. The quality of their work are crucial for the event, and when we understand that they are not on the level of our standards, or they can't provide the quality that we are expecting, we can really fight. We can really propose to cancel the contract if the couple doesn't accept, because it depends also on the client, on the couple, and they are very different. Sometimes they listen, they trust. Sometimes they are very testardo, Vika.
Testardo. I don't know how to say.
Like blind, they don't want to listen, they insist on something. So we have had bad experience before.
Stubborn.
And
Yes,
it's
stick to
about
rules.
our reputation. So we don't risk anymore this way. So we don't accept what we can't accept. If we're talking about photographers, video makers, it's very personal. And here, if the couple likes this style, but for us, we understand that the decor will look terrible with these filters that this photographer use, we invest and we take our photographer that will take pictures of the decor because they are important for us. And of course, we will share these photos with the couple as well later. If it's about moi, stylist, hair, makeup, and the bride already worked with this person and she trusts her, she likes her, of course, it's another story and no risk for us, but not almost. Actually, we have had an experience with some stylist, a friend of the bride that prepared the bride for 4 hours and they were late for the shooting of the boat. Yeah, it's very tricky and difficult situation, tough situation, but we are fighting till the very end, and we are trying to be very honest and to use all the arguments to convince the couple not using this vendor if we are not sure about the result. But what about decorator or transport or technical supplier? This is not discussable. Like we don't use the decorator if we don't agree. We just we are ready to stop our relationship instead of accepting somebody that we are pretty sure will. Sorry for the word fuck up.
Yeah. Because it's not only about the quality of service, it's also about the timing, the positive attitude.
About everything, and you will
So
not
many
be able
things.
to explain, but even we don't want to explain to the guests that it's not our fault. We want to avoid, it's our job to avoid such a situation, such a problem.
Absolutely. So the takeaway, I feel like for everyone who's listening, is if you want to planner to take a risk and in your favor and start working with you, you can do it in a few ways. You can either do the test trial, and this is then the workshops, networking events, if you can provide the services there, they actually come to the hand. You can also, like as a makeup artist, you can offer the planner to actually do the makeup for them for some networking events or like some speaking opportunities. Why not? It's also about the quality of service. It's also about the timing and a positive attitude. Or maybe the second way, as I see it, is to get referrals from other planners. They will mention that you were like actually good in so many different aspects. And this is something that can help you to or help planners to take risk and to hire you.
Correct.
Are you agree? Everyone agrees? Okay. Perfect. We a little over 1 hour. Thank you so much, ladies and Simon. Thank you for your time. Thank you for allowing us to actually lurk behind the curtain and to understand some of the process decision making that you do when it comes to couples. It was a pleasure chatting with you today. Yes, guys, right now is the time to send your thank yous in the chat for all the wisdom, all the insight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone who's been listening to us over this hour. It's always a pleasure to see you guys, and we will meet soon in our Zoom waiting room. Yes, thank you so much, everyone, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.